All right, we are live, and I will call this meeting, the Boyle County Fiscal Court, September 23rd, 2025 at 9 a.m. Call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk. Do we have a quorum, and it's just been properly advertised?
Yes.
All right, thank you. We'll start off with our invocation, and that will be Magistrate Bodner.
Let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and thank you for the much needed rain. Our farmers needed so much, and thank you for all the blessings you've given us, the beautiful days before and the rain that's so needed now. Help us to continue to make the good decisions that lead our county, and help us to start thinking about a unity together, to work together always, not just at a local level, which we do well, but at the national level and on down, and bring unity to our country and bring happiness back. Bless this proceedings to the benefit of our community. These things we ask in thy son's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Magistrate Cullen is not in person today, and I'm not sure if he's going to be zooming in or not.
No, he's just going to watch.
Just going to watch. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, next we have our pledge, and we have a special guest with us this morning. Her name is Colleen, and she is a 4th grader at Danville Christian Academy. So Kaylee, if you will step up there, and we will follow you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and Katie, you may be seated. Katie, we have a certificate. Kaylee is the daughter of Savannah and Devin Lay. And so, Kaylee, can you tell us who you have with you this morning? Who'd you bring?
My mom.
Your mom. All right. Okay, if you'll come up here, we're going to take a picture and give you a certificate for leading us in the pledge. How about that? All right. All right, thank you so much. You are welcome to stay and be entertained, or you can go back to school.
Go back to school.
Have a great day.
That's cute.
Oh, she's precious. Precious.
Like, I'm gone.
All right. I am going to change the order of the agenda. We need to do an ethics appointment. And Jennifer Puckett has agreed to serve on the ethics board. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for her because she's got to be out of here. So that's okay with you all. She will be, she's in Paula's district, District 2. So if I can have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Magistrate Bodner, is there a second? Second, Magistrate Gay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. So Jennifer, welcome to the team. Thank you for agreeing to serve on the ethics committee, and they'll be getting the information to you, and you giving your address to them. Yeah. So we're going to have a photo op.
There we go. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate your willingness to serve.
Thank you.
All right. You have a great day.
You too.
All right. Now we'll jump back in, and we will approve our prior meeting minutes, and those are September the 9th. I ask for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Magistrate Ellis, second by Magistrate Bodner. Are there any corrections or discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Budget transfers. Ms. Shannon.
I have budget transfers of $4,289.92.
Move we approve the budget transfers as presented.
Second.
Magistrate Gay, second by Magistrate Sleeper. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Budget transfer motion approved. Next we'll have cash transfers.
I have a cash transfer from general fund to the jail for $50,000 and from general fund to EMS $125,000.
Okay, motion to approve.
Make a motion we approve.
Magistrate Bodner, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Sleeper, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries, and cash transfers are approved. Approve the bills, Miss Elena. Thank you, Shannon.
Good morning.
Good morning.
right, in your bill packet, you're gonna see a total amount of bills of $519,145.87. We're also gonna add McKinney's cleaning service. His new contract went into effect this month, so it is for a higher amount than previous. That total bill is $5,333.33. That's gonna bring our grand total to $524,479.20.
24 cents? 20 cents.
524, 479.20.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I move we pay the bills as presented.
Okay, there's a motion by Magistrate Gates, or a second?
Second.
Second by Magistrate Sleeper. Any discussion? I do want to point out just a couple of things. On the first page, we have already started with engineering and tech and testing out at the Lebanon Road property, so that is what that geotechnical exploration report is for. We also had the payment to the City of Danville for half of the Parks and Rec vehicle. The 250th Celebration Committee has asked for a third of their appropriation, I'm sorry. We have also paid out Great American Brass Band and Downtown Downbeat their allocations. If you will look on page 3, about 2/3 of the way down, you'll see some bills for Perfection Group. We are experiencing significant problems with the electricity and the air conditioning with Perfection Group right now. We have spent $10,000 in the last 3 months. Is that correct?
$1,733.
Just on the air conditioning. Right now, the lights won't go off. They're stuck on. So they do have a higher up person out of Ohio that is working on the problem, but there seems to be some type of malfunction that they can't figure out right now. But I wanted to bring that to your all's attention, so if you drive by at night and you see the lights on, that's why, they won't turn off. The timer system is not working, so Bill's on top of this and he's working with them, and but I just wanted you all to know that we're incurring some extra expense right now due to that. Also, we are finally finished with Springbrook. The final pool for KVS was done, so we are now all in the new system. Let's see. We did the painting on page 9. We did the painting for the exterior of the Stewart's Lane property. So we have that amount listed. If you haven't drove out there, go look at the buildings. They look great. Public Works and recycling. Yes, Angie, I'll get it. And I think that's all I wanted to bring to your attention. But anybody else have any comments? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have a October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So I have asked Ashley from Chris's office, County Attorney's office, if she would come in to accept this proclamation. She does a lot of work with the domestic violence awareness, so wanted her to be here to present this to her, and then I'll let her say anything if she wants to say something. So I'll go ahead and read the proclamation first. Whereas domestic violence is a serious crime that affects individuals of all ages, genders, races, and socioeconomic backgrounds, and it continues to impact families and communities across our nation. Whereas domestic violence not only threatens the health and safety of survivors, but also undermines the strength and stability of families, workplaces, and neighborhoods. And whereas the long-lasting physical, emotional, and psychological consequences of domestic violence can affect multiple generations and harm the overall well-being of our community. And whereas community organizations, advocates, law enforcement, and special providers in Boyle County are dedicated to offering vital resources, education, and support to survivors while working diligently to hold offenders accountable. Whereas increasing public understanding and awareness of domestic violence is crucial to breaking the cycle of abuse, preventing future violence, and encouraging safe and healthy relationships. And whereas during the month of October, communities across the United States join together to honor survivors, remember the lives lost due to domestic violence, and renew our shared commitment to ending abuse. Now therefore, I, Trilly L. Bottom, Judge Executive of Boyle County and the Boyle County Fiscal Court do hereby proclaim October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Boyle County. And I call upon our citizens to stand together against domestic violence, support survivors, and promote safety, respect, and dignity for all. This day, September 23rd, 2025. I have a motion to approve.
So,
Magistrate Ellis, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Bodner. Any discussion?
yes, it was devastating this morning on the news to learn of the story that actually began being broadcast at the end of the week last week. In another county, a young woman and I believe her 14-year-old daughter were murdered. And it was with a man with whom she had a relationship. In that report this morning, it was reported that of 50 states, Kentucky ranks first in domestic violence. It's reprehensible. I reported maybe 6 months ago about a hand signal, and I don't have it down properly, but if anybody does, okay. If you ever see that, get help immediately. And I mean immediately, because the perpetrator will disappear with the person they're abusing if it's not acted on immediately. We cannot be shy in this society with all that's going on.
Right.
And to be ranked #1 in the nation in such a horrific circumstance is just unacceptable.
We excel in so many other areas, but things like this, we're not on the ball. There are people out there working every day, and Ashley can attribute to this, that, are working with spouses and survivors.
People know it's going on
Yeah.
and don't report it. So we don't need to see the hand signal when we know there's a circumstance.
Right. Thank you,
Thank you.
Magistrate Ellis. All right, motion to approve. We have a motion and a second.
Yes.
Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carried. Ashley, would you like to say anything about domestic violence
I
awareness?
just want to say that, thank you all for this opportunity, but next Tuesday, September the 30th, from 5 to 7, we are having a community-wide awareness event. That's, yes, at the Constitution Square, and we've partnered with the Sexual Violence Resource Center and Great House 17, and Lowe's has actually donated some purple light bulbs that are going to be there for our event
Nice.
to use to promote Domestic Violence Awareness Month for the month of October.
And the whole
We're gonna
month
have-
is wear purple, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the whole
Yep.
month.
There's actually a specific Tuesday to wear purple too, and I can't remember what the actual
Okay.
Tuesday is, but
Okay.
we're going to have several resource tables that'll be there next Tuesday evening. There's going to be some kids' activities. We've got a food truck, a coffee truck, and we've got several speakers that'll be there to share the survivors, and we've got Chief Curry and a few
Now,
other.
tell the court what your role is in domestic violence.
So I'm the victim advocate for the Boyle County Attorney's Office, and just to go along with what you were always saying with the increased domestic violence rates here in Kentucky, I can say that so on Thursdays, I'm in domestic violence court here with Judge Petrie, and we have actually had to split the docket into 2 days because it was running into his afternoon docket because we had so many domestic violence cases just here in Boyle County. So it's prevalent, it's happening to people that we know. And if you know somebody that's it's affecting, please send them our way. There's so many resources that we can get them in touch with to get some help. So.
Okay.
On an alleged first offense, are the perpetrators out on the street?
So just for domestic violence, typically there's gonna be criminal charges, but not always.
When you file an APO, that's a civil issue. It goes to court, and within 14 days, it has to be heard. And if the judge finds that there's been an act of threat of domestic violence, and he enters a DVO, which is a domestic violence order, and it's good up to 3 years. Still not criminal yet, but it becomes criminal if the person who the DVO is entered against violates that. Then it becomes criminal, and it comes into my district court as violation of EPO DVO.
I respect the law, but years ago, I was actually close to a state representative, son of a governor, who went wrong, had an EPO against him, and he murdered his girlfriend. Many of you know about that case, probably as much because he was the son of a governor. And to me, an EPO can further enrage a person who is so demented and so determined. And I don't know whether it can be a change in law. I don't know whether other states have other intermediary circumstances. But all too often, and I respect the need for the EPO, but all too often they go wrong.
Thank you. Ashley, we appreciate the work that you do in helping in the court system with victims of domestic violence, so thank you very much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you. All right, next up, library tax rates. Ms. Colleen, welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me. This document has the tax rates on it. It's up here in the corner.
Okay.
So on the Boyle County Library District Board met on August 7th, and then the full approval was given by the whole board on August 8th. For the real property, we took the compensating rate of 6.9% for the real property and 7.71% for personal property, and as you know, motor vehicle is fixed at 3.5. So those will be the rates for this year. With the rest of this page that you have is kind of the highlight reel from our annual report for fiscal year 25. So you can see some of the activities of the library. We purposefully had an engagement focus for this year, and I hope that you will feel that it was successful. We feel like it was successful. Our building engagement, which is the building traffic, the first in the upper left, was 104,182 for the year, which I did a little math, and the average is out to about 350 people a day for the days that we're open, which is, of course, not how it really happens. You know, some days it's less, some days it's more, but you know, that's the average. And so I was very pleased with that. I think I have to give so much credit to the library staff because they have really worked hard this year to make connections and be all over the county, and I'm very proud of them and their work.
Colleen, can I ask you a question on the
Absolutely.
traffic?
Yeah.
Do you know, how's that number stack up as far as historic trends and things? Is that
For us,
Yeah.
I didn't look it up, but it's definitely an upward trend for sure.
Well, that's good, because I do think, there's pressures on libraries as you think about the transition from digital to book, and that's good to know, that the trend is still heading in the right direction.
Yeah, I think that you're not wrong. So if you look at this part right here, this is our circulation, and you can see that the e-media, which is the furthest one over, is growing, and that the adult in particular print circulation is going down a little bit, but not as much as you would expect. It's a pretty even ratio. As the e-media goes up, the print goes down. However, that's not the case for youth and YA. Print books are still the primary resource that they need and engage with. To answer your question, I think that the library staff have done a really good job of demonstrating what all the other things are that the library does, and so we're still having a very good amount of building traffic. And that doesn't count the things that we do away from the building. That's purely this building that's right here. That's not counting all the outreach attendance.
If you look at this calendar,
Yes.
that tells the tale. I mean, look at all the activities that are going
Right,
on this
right.
calendar.
Yeah, I wanted you to see, this is the draft for October. I don't think it'll be really radically changed in any way, so I wanted you to have that. So there are a lot of things coming up in October. So I hope that you'll be able to be with us then. And then also, I wanted to make sure that you knew that we've already scheduled the next Literacy Bell event, which is going to be on November 8th. It's a Saturday.
November
At 10
8th.
a.m. And that's the one that I know some of you all were able to make it last time, but I would invite you to come. It's a really exciting event where we celebrate kids who've read their first book independently
Yes,
by
that was
themselves. And
great.
they get to
That
read
was-
that was
the
such a
Bells from
good event.
Schoolhouse. So, yeah, they really loved it. So, I could talk about it all day, but if you don't have any questions or if you'd like to ask me anything, please do.
I just wanted to mention, I really am encouraged by the interaction with the Junction City. It's still slow progress getting people out, and now that school's back in, I'm hoping that'll help getting them to come out, but it's
For
still.
the evening
Yes, for
program?
the evening program, that's adults and kids come to, and then we have the History Harvest, I saw Megan. And just everything, it's just exactly what I've been hoping for.
Well,
So,
good.
And I know it'll grow, but it just takes a while, so.
And the outreach department is actually spending a lot of time at the Junction City Elementary School too. They're going
Yeah.
to a after-school literacy program once a month, and Libby's reading to the preschoolers, and they have a book club coming up, a 4-week book club at the school with the 4th and 5th graders, so there's a lot going on there. Yeah, and in Parable, we haven't been able to do programming in the same way because we just don't have a space yet, but we're working on that. And we'll be at the Commemoration Festival and the Snapping Turtle combination.
Yeah.
There. Yeah. And then Maggie and Story Center will be out at the battlefield, right? On the Saturday. And then we've got a program going on with Coyle Manor also out there, so we're working on it. And I've been in touch with Ally about the developments out there.
So why do you think the bookmobile has decreased slightly on the,
Where are you looking at?
on this front one? The
Fiscal
year, the annual, yeah. the
Year
annual.
over year.
It's not a lot,
I'm
but
looking at the wrong one.
right here. Bookmobile.
Oh, the circulation? I don't know, that's a very good question. I didn't notice that, to be honest. I
I didn't know if it was summer, maybe?
I would have to say that maybe Sweet Reads plays a role in that, which
Oh.
is the books that we give away that are not cataloged.
Oh, okay.
And so that doesn't show up there. So we do give away quite a lot of those Sweet Reads. Half the bookmobile is that, which is the
Yeah.
catalog materials. So
Okay.
if I had to guess, I would say that, because that's not a thing we had before.
But that's a good program, too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
very good.
All right,
Couple
so,
questions. What's the status of our relationship with the library right now on the digital work that's being done at Grayson
the History Center,
Tavern?
yeah.
In what are you asking
Well,
specifically?
We allotted a major room in there for you all to be there for, I believe it was a 1 year.
We renewed that contract a couple meetings ago, or, yeah, it's been renewed.
And then of much more significance, the industry I'm most familiar with is the insurance industry. And under statute, for the protection of the public, every insurance company, and there are something like 600 registered in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, every one of them is required by state law to have 3 months of reserves, because 50 years ago, they could cut and run, be bankrupt, and your claims. And my $79,000 hip would have hurt my family budget very severely. Your claims might not be paid if the state didn't impose that. A lot of people would challenge that and say, that's a lot of money. Not if they walk because they don't have the reserves. With that in mind, what is the ratio, in that case, $100 million, they would have to have $25 million in reserves. What is the ratio between your average expenditures in a year and the dollars of reserves, in dollars? You have X number of dollars in reserve, and you have X number of dollars expenses a year. The reason I bring that up, I am familiar to some degree with your budget, and I am familiar with the fact that either 8 or 9 county governments have less money in reserve for the entire county than 8 or 9 libraries because of the strength of their lobby in Frankfurt. And what people do not realize about all of the tax districts that are approved by this court, and there are 7 or 8 right now, Judge.
Yep.
We have 0 control over your reserves. And 2 sessions back, and we participated as a court in this, 2 sessions back, we were able to gain all special taxing districts coming before us on a quarterly basis. And I believe that we have taxing districts in Boyle County where their reserves vastly outstrip their expenditures. And I think we need to know those numbers so that the public understands. Because Junction City has significant needs. Perryville, working with you, is expanding the role of the library in my district. But with what I believe I know about the reserves of the library, a tremendous increase in each of our communities, which represent virtually half of the county residents. We should be able to work with you in freeing up some of those dollars to help us do more in our 2 respective communities.
Okay, so,
Could you get us those numbers?
oh,
That was a lot, Colleen.
yeah, yes, so,
Well,
yes.
it might be a lot, but the simple thing is X number of reserve versus expenditures. If I spoke too long, that's all we need.
Okay, yes. How would you like to receive those? Via email?
To the whole court, yes.
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
absolutely. Happy to do it. And if you had a question about Grayson's, Maggie's here,
Yeah.
if you wanted to ask.
There are
Give us a
numbers
little
on the back
update.
of your sheet
Yeah,
about
there are.
Grayson's.
There's
Yeah.
story centers on.
Oh, okay,
on
good.
If you flip
They-
your one sheet over, there's numbers
They've
about
really
Grayson's.
Story
enabled
center.
us, yeah, absolutely.
While we have Maggie here, if you don't mind, I have found some little documents up in the in the rafters of the courthouse that are pretty historic. I would like to turn those over to the Story Center, but I feel like I need your approval to do that so that they can interpret what we found and see if they're of any value. So
So
glad you're here to remind me.
So moved.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a motion by Master Gay, second by Master Ellis. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
Thank you.
Motion carries.
Very good.
Maggie, you get to be in
Sounds good.
charge of those now.
Well, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
let's see, we've got to approve the tax rates.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by
Second.
Master Gay, second by Master Bodner. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
I abstain.
Abstain? Motion carries.
Do I need to sign anything or do you feel?
I think what I have, everything is signed.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is signed by the president and you.
Yes.
Yes.
You have that.
Yeah, so I have everything.
All right, thank you all.
Thank
very
you
much.
all, appreciate you being here. Thanks for the update. You all have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Okay, next up is fire department tax rates. I believe Jonathan's out in the hall. All right, welcome.
Hi there.
Tax rates for the fire department.
The Boyle County Fire Protection District has set its tax rate to be 10 cents per $100.
Okay. Can somebody send us the form to show what it was set at? the tax rate form?
There's a form you have to fill out.
Yeah, a form you have to fill out and send to us.
Okay.
Okay.
We
You
can
just-
maybe get that with Casey, he's got, when they have to take it there.
Well, I don't know if they've even given it, do you know if it's been turned over to
I'm
county
pretty sure we have to turn
clerk?
it in.
Okay, all right, well, we can get it from Casey then. All right.
If not, I will look into it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so all those in
That's
favor?
the rate it's been, it is.
That rate's been that
forever
way as long as I
always,
can
'cause that's as high as
remember.
it can go, right?
They're maxed out.
Right, so, yeah, I'll make that motion as well.
All right, have a motion by Magistrate Gay, second by Magistrate Harmon. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Next up, Conservation District, Allen Goggin.
Good morning, everybody, this morning.
Good morning, welcome.
Happy to present you all that we got a good rain. We had
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
2 inches what we got in the house. So Tom's gonna be mowing his yard this morning, so don't come out the road, because sometimes he gets in the middle of the road, and he'll turn around a little bit.
Slow down.
Yeah,
It was
slow
a nut
down.
bowl this weekend.
Yeah. I need to report you all the tax rate for the
Yes.
Conservation District. After talking with Chris and the PVA office, we got the correct numbers. We wasn't working with the proper numbers to start with,
Uh-huh,
and we are going to stay the same at 1 cent per hundred.
1 cent per
That's
hundred.
where we've been since the beginning, and we're
Mhm.
staying there.
All right. Have a motion to approve tax rate for the Conservation District. Magistrate Bodner, is there a second? Second by Magistrate Sleeper. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. And we'll need that same form that I was talking about the fire department. Y'all probably turned it into Casey. You
We
got-
turned it in.
Turned it in
Yeah.
to us or to
Yeah, I
Casey?
think it was in our packet.
Is it in our packet? Okay. I
Should
don't-
have it.
I don't have a copy of it.
I'll get
Okay.
it, I'll get it from her.
Okay,
We'll get it, but
All right.
we'll need that same form.
okay.
Thank you, Alan.
All right,
Have a great
thank you all.
day.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Recycling Director, Angie Muncy. Come on down. Morning, welcome.
All right, what I have is, need permission to, put out for bid our pulverizer system for glass.
Yay.
Yay!
Yay!
Now we can just get in our new building.
Yay! Yeah.
But this is probably I'd say a good 5 or 6 months out kind of machinery, so it'll
Mhm.
work with opening up the building anyway, so. But,
Okay, so what have we got here? Andela Glass.
this is an Andela glass pulverizer system. It's a Mega Mini with a trommel screen and conveyor. Everybody's seen that when I done the recycling grant, had all the little paperwork into it. And basically all I gave you in your packet was the copy of what I'm taking bids.
Taking
for.
bids. So you're
Yeah.
seeking permission to bid.
I'm seeking permission to bid.
All right, do we have a motion to approve that?
Make a motion.
Magistrate Harmon, second to Magistrate Sleeper. Any discussion?
I'm gonna let Barry run it. I'm gonna teach Barry to run it.
He can do it.
You and Jamie, I'm gonna get you and Jamie to
All
run
right.
that thing.
He'll push the start and I'll push the stop.
There you go.
There you go. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
Just
Bid it out.
Yeah. And while you're up there, do you mind kind of giving the community and everybody an update on recycling within the community and where that is?
Or recycling within the city of Danville, curbside recycling.
There you go, yes.
Okay,
please.
so, yes, we have been doing a lot of work, on the outside. What we've accomplished as of right now, I've got things in place, ordered, they haven't been out because they just came in. We have got what they call oops tags, which are like yellow tags that have oops on it, and which allows code enforcement or somebody out there working to, no, we're not taking it, this is why. It's also, we have it in Spanish, so, our Hispanic community can, as well. We've also ordered stickers that, it's got recycling, no garbage on it, that we can put right on the main top of the lid. And I've also ordered reflective strips that we can place right on the sides of the bin on the bottom. That way when the trucks start running now and it's still dark outside, they know basically which cart because it's got the reflective sticker. I'm also gonna host a public informational class on October 30th at Intercounty Energy. And that'll go from 6 to 8. That'll be basically what we take, why are we doing this, why things have changed. People don't realize, when did you start in, was it 2010, 29, that you started to curbside in the city of Danville?
Yeah, that's about right, yes.
So, you know, what's happening, it takes about a year to get people to change, but you know, everything was going good. And then when 2016, 2017 rolled around, you got the China sword. You know, that's when China decided, we don't want your 3 through 7s, we don't want your glass, we don't want your trash. So therefore, the state of Kentucky, everything changed in recycling. We still want to stay the same, but we have to change. And then COVID hit, of course, that changed even more. And here we are in 2025, and there's only so much we can take, so much it's got a market to it. You know, these other things don't have a market, and it's you gotta have, people's gotta understand that there comes a difference in why that's the difference. You know, we're not here now, we're here, and this is why.
So citizens that live in the city of Danville should still use their recycling cans and put what in it?
They got your plastics 1 and 2, which are basically jugs and bottles. If you really look at, you got your jugs and bottles, your cans, your aluminum cans, your metal cans, and your cardboard.
Paper,
That's basically what it comes down to, your paper.
white paper.
But you need to keep your paper clean. You know, it can't get wet because once paper is wet, it's trash.
Okay, so, yeah, so that's where I think we just gotta continue to work on the education
And like I-
process.
like
and
I
let
said,
people
we're
know
getting
they
ready-
can still be recycling, do it right.
All you gotta do is do it right, because once you contaminate it, it's gonna stay going to the landfill until we can keep brush out of it, grease out of it, water, glass, you know, it just, everybody's got to change with the system. I don't like change either, but we have to change. Any more questions?
And I guess I would just encourage everyone that if you're not going to participate correctly in the recycling system, then you're better off, you know, do not pull that can out
No,
there to the
just
curb.
put it in the trash, you know, it's a
Because,
volunteer thing,
yeah,
yes, you're
just put it in
paying
your
for it in
trash
Danville,
can.
but if you don't want to do it, then don't ruin it for everybody else.
Right,
Don't put trash in the recycling can.
right.
But a lot of
Yeah,
people,
It's simple, don't put
you know, I've
trash
had
in
a
the
couple of people
recycling
that
bin.
are confused of why they could do it then and why it's changed now. So basically, that's a big change, and hopefully when I have the community forum, we can show that and we can make them more aware. But anybody wants to come to us or come to look and see and talk to us, our
And
doors
then you
open.
might explain how we are working to keep that recycling material in-house and how it benefits the county by keeping it in-house, just because then we get to market that material, but we need good material to be able to market it. So you might just touch on that real quick, because I think it's,
We've got the cardboard, we got the OCC, we got it down pat. I mean, we've got it to science. And the convenience centers, you know, the employees at the convenience centers, you know, they do an awesome job keeping it clean, because I would say the trash that sneaks in there wouldn't be no more than 5%. I mean, what comes in from the convenience centers is awesome. What gets brought to us is awesome. It's just what's in that curbside, and you have a lot of people that either A, they don't understand, or B, they just don't want to. So it's something, you know, the city of Danville, and we're just gonna have to work with them.
And a lot of this stuff is what she'll be covering at her forum that she's having, but the thing is, people got to understand if they're recycling, it has to be clean recycling. You have to rinse those containers out before you put them in the recycling bin, and it's just education. It's gonna
It
just
is.
take a lot of education.
so I just wanted to take every opportunity to
Yes,
get
yes,
for
this
her
is
to
a
be
good,
in front of people and
Right.
And
say it out
if you
there.
looked on the news, you know, everybody had a problem with, well, what are you doing looking in people's bin? If anybody's seen the news last night, Lexington has started the program that they're going around flipping it up and putting tags on, so.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
so
a
that's good.
problem
And-
everywhere. It
and so
just
we
is
are-
not in Danville. It's a problem everywhere.
And so we are gonna collect it locally when we get it going correctly, right?
Well, Republic will still pick it up. It will still be the same unless, they change whoever there, but it will be brought to us
Us.
instead of.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. And that's where I just wanted to encourage people to know that it does benefit the county in doing this program, doing
Yes,
it
yes,
correctly.
absolutely.
Well, absolutely. We wouldn't want to work and do all this if we weren't going to benefit from us or it wasn't going to, help Boyle County.
And it all relates to this glass pulverizer bid, because now we also will, in the near future, be able to accept glass again.
We will be accepting glass, though it will still not be curbside.
Right.
They need to understand that
Right.
once we take glass, it will have to brought into the center. And hopefully, we're going to have the first program locally that'll be doing styrofoam.
Yes.
So hopefully get
Yeah,
set up.
yeah.
So I'm excited for that too.
We just have to keep pushing, to get in that
We
building.
just keep pushing.
And I have some questions about the air curtain burner.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see, but that's how much smoke is coming out of it. Can you see? It's smoking up the community. The Freddie Greene, who is a neighbor that lives right behind, he said he's almost had to go to the emergency room 2 times. And so he is, I want you all to see the amount of smoke. I thought an incinerator did not have much smoke.
First of all, it's not an incinerator.
Okay, it's
It is an air curtain.
curtain.
It is an air burner.
Okay.
Pull back.
Air quality was there. Our division of waste has been there. We're in compliance.
Well, I need.
We will get the paperwork. They were just here the other day. There is no ash. We have been out there. The only smell is by the gate.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It dissipates. Well, when you first put it in, you're going to have so much because it is wet.
And it starts up, when
And
you first start
it
it up in the
starts
morning.
up.
9 o'clock at night,
Okay,
I want y'all to come by after it's been burning.
okay.
I've been out there at 7:45 and 8 o'clock. I've been out there.
9 o'clock.
You have a
can't go
stream
out.
about 4 feet, then it dissipates. But like I said, air quality has been here. They done the little, I guess they call it some kind of equation they do. You have to be in a certain amount of air. It's all within air quality standards. We have the permit. There'll be reports I have to do twice a year. It is legal to burn brush. If we go back to doing it the other way, then you have your ash and smoke.
I'm
but-
just letting everybody be aware that we have a health issue right across the road from it. And that I personally step out on the porch, my daughter stepped out and said, oh my gosh, the diesel is so strong. And then the smoke with it, I was like, oh my gosh, I'd been in Florida, I didn't realize how bad it was. And then Freddie, my neighbor, my good friend, he said, what have you all done to our community? Just like, that's why I voted no, if we had to put it there. So I want up front to us to know that's a big problem. That's a health concern, and I will call you as soon as I smell it. I'll call anybody that wants to come out and stand there and tell me if I can use my back porch anymore. That's where we have our fall
Well,
summers.
it is a temporary location,
Right.
and we are looking for another piece of property. We won't know until October if we'll be able to get that property or not, to move the air burner to, but it is temporary. How many days a week are you all burning now?
Every day that we.
Every day, okay,
There's just so much out there.
okay.
And it's gonna take a long time to get that burnt up.
We can't feed it fast enough.
Yeah.
We can't feed it fast enough.
Okay.
That's a lot. I went out and sat and looked at it. That's a lot of brush. And I didn't see a dent in it yet, so, I'll be interested to see, how long it's gonna take. But anyway, just so I promised the people
Yes,
who have called me and
Yes.
texted me and they said, what have you done? And I said, I voted no to put it out there ever. So I just wanted them to know that I did.
Judge,
Yes.
I share the concerns of Magistrate Bodner. I anticipated this even when we went down to Pulaski County. Freddie Greene became great friend of mine when I erred in my first campaign and knocked on his door thinking that that would be part of my district, and ended up in his barn for about an hour just having a good time. He's called me twice in the last couple of weeks. He, like many of us, once we get magnificent fall weather, once we get tremendous spring weather, we open up our houses. And he explained to me in spades, to the point where fabric in your house, the smell will be there until you do something with that fabric. I told Freddie, and I probably will get phone calls and emails and not very pleasant contacts from my constituents, but we may have to do what we almost did with dead animal, and that is find a way, and it has all kinds of problems in doing this, but find a way to contract rather than buying more property with taxpayer dollars. Find a way to contract with a farmer, study the wind patterns, and be as far from homes as we possibly can. And then find out the logistics and the cost of moving dead limbs and trunks of trees and everything else that we can burn in this. And it does incinerate, even though we don't want to call it an incinerator. That's exactly what it's doing. And it's impossible, once wood is wet, not to have a problem with smoke. Impossible. And whatever we call the thing, again, because I don't put it in my vernacular, when it incinerates wet wood, there will be a billowing cloud of smoke, period. And we're working our way out of years of timber that's accumulated. So I think we have to do something, and the sooner the better. And I hope, without resistance from my constituents, if it has to be in my district because of its size, I hope we can find a way to accomplish that.
Okay, so it has to be accessible to both the city and the county, because the city brings their brush there too. So, you know, if we go that route, I'm just saying it's gonna have to be somewhere that's accessible to the city as well, because they'll be using it and they'll be bringing brush in there. Now, if you all wanna shut it down, that takes a vote from you all.
They've got a nice piece of property out where the waste products are processed. And that's at least, if I remember, because we looked at that as a site for dead animals, I think that field is at least 40 acres.
Where's this at again?
Out by that old, well, it's near where the sewage treatment plant is, but it's out where the old nursery is, where all those magnificent trees are a wildlife preserve because they've gotten so big, on the way to Stanford. Really, it's out where that
I'm not
bridge.
familiar.
They got permitting out there, that's their
So sludge
wastewater.
farm.
Oh, okay.
Sludge
So they're
farm.
not permitting that?
They are, yeah, they're permit, they can't have that out there, I don't believe.
Oh, they're permitted, okay.
I'd like to get that in writing from somebody, because we
Well, I'm not
came-
the city, so, I'm not the city, so.
Well, I know,
That would
we
have
could
to come from
request,
them.
we could, I would propose that we request their assessment of the ability to have it out there.
Okay, we can
In
do
writing.
that.
And I make a motion, we shut it down until we get it figured out.
I second that motion.
Have a motion by Magistrate Bodner and a second by Magistrate Ellis. Is there any discussion?
Can we get, I'd like to see the report from the, you know, as far as the air quality and all of that. I think that's.
I mean, it's
that is
just been
important.
running, how long? 2
Yeah.
weeks? When did they do
Since
the air
last
quality?
meeting or just before?
Just 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
What
Okay.
are we gonna do with the brush that's out there? If we stop it, we still have to deal with the brush that's out there, so
Right.
what are our
It's
options?
been out there for years.
Yeah,
No,
what
it
are our-
has not, you've paid about $80,000-$90,000 every year to chip it.
Yeah,
Which we could, you know,
twice a year,
Yep.
twice a year.
I don't know, I just know it's a health concern of one of my constituents, and I don't, you know, I just can't go along with it, so made my motion.
Okay, we're in discussion mode.
Mhm.
So, I I mean, that is a concerning picture of the smoke. I guess I would like to either go out there and see it personally before we do shut it down completely. I'm concerned by the picture for sure. But that's where I would like to be able to see it in action.
Are we voting today, Angie?
And you're
Yes,
burning today?
yes, this picture is today, this
Okay, so
morning.
This morning?
Yeah,
Y'all could
that's
go
this
out.
morning. It's really bellowing this morning. I guess because it's wet, I would say.
Because it started up.
So, yeah, so I mean, I don't mind going out right as soon as this meeting's over and
Mhm.
looking at it before I would like to.
It seems like the night air kind of pushes it down, so it gets really bad about 8 or 9 o'clock. It's really strong. And I guess depending on the way the wind blows, it's worse in some directions than the others. But it's really strong.
Have we talked to any experts, anything to try and mitigate those effects, other ways, reasonable ways? Is there anything?
Well, Angie just, I guess somebody called in a complaint, and so then air quality came and did their air quality testing and said we were within
We had
safe
our
limits.
permits, we had everything we
But-
needed, and we were actually under the,
Level.
what do you call, the level that
I'd
needed
love to
be.
go out there today. I think that'd be awesome.
Mhm. Okay. Well, we have a motion on the floor to discontinue use of the air burner, I guess, until further information is available, and we have a second. So all those in favor of discontinuing the air burner, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
I'd like to know more information. I'd like to know more before we shut it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Show of hands.
All those in favor of the motion to discontinue, raise your hand. All those opposed to the motion, raise your hand.
And like
Motion.
Magistrate Sleeper said, yeah,
Denied.
I would like a little bit more information. I'd like to go out today and see it in action. And I'd like to see the air quality, because obviously the health concerns are an issue, and if we are not happy after we get some of this information, then I think we can do what the motion is.
I
What
think Shirley could make that action. After you all give her your feedback, you could make an executive
Sure,
decision
sure.
without
Yeah.
another meeting.
I think everybody knows that when I said, I love the idea of an air burner. I love it. But in the middle of our little tiny community, it is not a good idea, you know. And we've got a lot of angry people now, so. And they're not up here, but they talk about doing it, so, like, whatever.
Okay,
So let's
so
go today.
we'll gather some more information, and then you all can let me know, and then I can make an executive decision on what to do.
Good, thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Good job.
All right, next up is Josh Morgan.
I think he's still at City Hall in the meeting. I was just over there. I can talk to that.
The EDA Grant Approval? Okay,
If you want.
JJ, take the floor.
So, in Josh's stead, the EDA is looking at some transportation planning monies for what we call the Reading track, and how the traffic on the bypass and Prairieville Road will be impacted with the future development of what we call the Reading track and adjacent property owners. At the last EDA meeting, it was discussed, there's I think it's a Federal Highway Administration grant ranging from $250 to $1.5 million that we can apply for to look at this study. And I think a comprehensive plan hasn't been done jointly since '93. So the request is coming from the EDA for the city, which they asked the city last night, and the county to apply for this transportation planning funding. I think a minimum, like I said, was $250 and can go up to $1.5. I would ask for the court's approval for the EDA to apply for as much as possible. I never like to go to the lower amount because
If you said this, okay, but it's no match involved, right?
Correct.
No match.
There is no
That's
match
right, no
involved.
match.
So that's the important part is
Yes.
there's money out there, and depending on the level of the study and what needs to go, I mean, we look at traffic impact, road impact from developments, current roads, great paving projects that were just done on Prairieville Road that everybody's thankful for.
Do you think there's any paperwork that I'm gonna have to sign, or you think it'll all be through Terry and Josh?
I don't know.
Okay, so in the motion, if you wouldn't mind to add for me to sign all pertinent paperwork, just in case something does come up that I need to sign.
I make the motion, we allow the EDA to pursue this grant and you sign the paperwork.
Okay, if there's a
Pertinent
need,
paper, if
yes.
it's needed.
All right, have a motion by Magistrate Sleeper, second by Magistrate Bodner. Any discussion on the grant approval? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
Just while you're there, what is the general feeling, just, I guess, without this study or whatever? I mean, surely Josh and others have given some thought, how we feeling like the traffic or we're gonna access this?
So, yeah, the concern is, and you've heard me say this before, economic development is a long-term project. But as you keep, that's the last developable track really on the bypass. So depending on if it's industrial that goes off of Minor Road, coming down to Lebanon Road, that's your only stoplight. So right now, you currently don't have any access to Perryville Road. So if a commercial development comes in on Perryville Road and could block that access, then you've pretty much cut off anything that could be your backup road. So for instance, a wreck in front of Stuart Powell would be a problem because you can't get around. So you've blocked up traffic all the way from, in theory, Perryville Road over. So if you have alternate lanes, alternate traffic, and you do that now before sporadic development, because you've got one large track and just a few adjacent property owners, which we're working with to bring these discussions forward, is who pays for what, how is the best way to develop that, not to be redundant. If somebody goes in and plans a certain development, well, you only plan for 4-inch line, and if you did just upsize that to 6 inches for water, I mean, that just is the case, but the same goes for the road. If you go in and you didn't plan for a bike trail, but there's bike trail money out there, you know, maybe by coordinating this activity, we can maximize the benefit of planning. And there's a 15-acre lake out there in the center of this project that is an asset to the community. People use it now, right or wrong or indifferent. They use it now for fishing, that could be an asset that could be available to the community. And you don't want to definitely interfere with drainage to that, because if somebody goes in and blocks the flow of water to that, you couldn't go to the pond.
Has it sustained itself throughout this drought?
Yes, sir.
Right up to a normal level?
I can't say the normal level because I don't know. I've never gauged the water. There seems to be water in it.
That all the more makes that investment a huge plus.
Yes, and there's drainage, and you'll have off-site retention from future development. So that's got to be coordinated appropriately because you don't want to flood somebody else's property. I mean, road network, sidewalks, trails, all that stuff can be planned. And if you do this the right way, there's monies out there to help offset the cost, and you'll come up with a better project.
So on that note, is the EDA doing the PUD, or are we just going to allow it to happen?
So there'll be more discussion of that in executive session
Yes.
when we've got plans. Yeah. So there's opportunity for all kinds of development, but
We're going to talk about that in
Yeah.
just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Get you all brought up to date.
Okay.
Jamie's always that hard target.
Yeah, I know. He's ready
Jump
to go. Thank you, JJ.
JJ.
Thanks for standing in for Josh. Appreciate that. All right, next up. Oh, sorry. Somebody say something?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. EMS Mike Rogers. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you all for the time to present the 2 items we have on the agenda today. The first one is to consider purchase a new cardiac monitor for our fleet. I think the price is $42,000 is what we've had in the budget. It's a budgeted item. Some of our monitors are within their service life, some are outside of that, so we're just slowly going to start transitioning some of the older ones that we have out. So the next couple of fiscal years we'll do that, as they're pretty pricey. So Zoll is the only person that sells the item. We did have Chris look at the sole source along with Julie, so all that paperwork should be within.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Magistrate Gay, second by
I'll second.
Magistrate Ellis. Any discussion?
Well,
I asked maybe a year ago about, and Mr. Blevins was here, about Narcan, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, and he said it's better to try it than
Narcan.
because it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt. This equipment, when it goes out of that period of time where it's recognized, I'd suspect if you used it, failed, and someone were to expire, we would be liable for using. Is there a life to it where at a church or some other place, if you donated it with the conditions that the attorney would go along with, is there life like there would be in using Narcan?
Fortunately, there's not. It's just because these are professional advanced monitors.
They're so expensive is why I'm
which
thinking.
would require, you know, a paramedic or nurse level provider that wouldn't be able to be used by just the.
Yeah, we've got one of the little
bystander.
units at my church, so different than
Yeah,
that.
they have, those, so the bystander version of that is the automated external defibrillator that you see a lot in the community.
Yeah.
And it just automates some of that stuff as to where with these monitors, you know, you have to have someone interpret the rhythm and make the decision on shock or no shock.
Just trying to save that dollar on an
Yeah, I
expensive
understand,
piece of
yeah,
equipment.
for sure, yeah. And you know, so yeah, and we have our monitors pinned every year by Zoll themselves. They come in, they put a sticker on it that says it's safe to use. If we have any issues with any cardiac monitor, any medical equipment, we take it immediately out of service and have it reconditioned or repaired by Stryker or Zoll, depending on what it is.
Okay, Attorney Herron. Thank you.
right, yes, when I reviewed that sole source letter, I didn't really like it because I thought it was kind of pretty generic, like, because there's a lot of defibrillators out there, like, they're just calling theirs one different name than somebody else's, what sets them apart. So Mohammed Shalash actually sent me back an email, and I feel satisfied now, and I just want to read it to everybody. He says, in summary, Zoll uses a feature called Real CPR Feedback to provide real-time feedback on CPR rate and death. This is a unique feature that only Zoll Medical can provide. The other manufacturers of EMS monitor defibrillators do not have a reasonable alternative to this feature. Being able to provide this feedback in conjunction with training and pre-arrival CPR instructions has increased our cardiac arrest survival in Boyle County from 0% in 2015 to 14% over the national average in recent years. This is the primary reason for wanting to purchase this monitor. The secondary reason is interoperability and consistency. We currently have 7 of these monitor defibrillators and have used them for years. Our providers are well versed in the use of this monitor in high stress situations when we want to maintain that level of proficiency. So that satisfied me, and I think that I'm going to forward this email maybe to Katina or something. So if you
Put it
could
with
put that
paperwork.
with that,
Yeah,
because
that would be a good idea.
Because I didn't think that was enough.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for reaching out.
In about 2012, we started, the hospital started a committee, a chest pain committee. It's what it started out as, but really led all up into the cardiac arrest, resuscitation, survivability. So we have built a system since then around that. So if someone asks us what type of unit to buy, we say to use a Zoll unit just because if your AED has a Zoll pad, I come in, I can connect my monitor right to it. And so I know the sheriff's office, DPD officers all have, not all of them, but several of them have AEDs, and we've seen them deploy those, you know, so that interoperability is also an important part, and Bo's letter was right on. I agree with that.
Now, is this a budgeted item or is this a grant?
It's a budget item.
It's a budgeted item, okay, 42,000, all right. Any other discussion? Got a motion and second on the floor. All those in favor approving of purchasing the defibrillators, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
The next agenda item is for the Notice of Privacy Practices, which is a really good read.
I read the important part.
And so I included what she added and some of the stuff she took away. And so just to refresh you, it's been a while back, but I talked with Attorney Herring, and he agreed we should talk with a healthcare attorney to to go through our privacy practices to make sure that EMS with the crisis team and all that stuff we're doing is up to date. And it was quite a journey. Stites and Harbison they were really good and were able to really help us to nail down some of the things we needed. So there's the old one. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of information. I just have to take her word for it because I don't understand a lot of the HIPAA stuff. But she was really squared away and was able to help us go through that process. So just asking you to adopt the new privacy practices.
So this is the one with the changes, this is the one you want to adopt?
That's the,
That's
yeah.
this is the one you
That's
want to
the new
adopt?
one, yes.
Okay.
Had it backwards, I apologize.
Okay.
I move we adopt with changes, the revision.
All right, Magistrate Gay, second by Magistrate Bodner. Any discussion on any of the changes? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Do you want me to mention that thing I emailed you on Friday, or?
If you'd like to, yes.
So we got notice from the Office of Inspector General that there's an ambulance service, Reliant Medical Services, that has applied for a CON to do operations within Boyle County. So they're applying for a Class 1 and a Class 3 license, which would allow them to do, I think the spirit of it is to be able to do medical transports out of Ephraim, but unfortunately, the license that you used to be able to get through the Board of EMS that says non-emergency only transports, it no longer exists. So they would have the ability to show up at an 911 scene and transport a patient within Boyle County. And so obviously I'm going to recommend that we write a letter to the Office of Inspector General saying let's not do that, just because we don't know the quality of what our citizens, our friends and family will receive in those situations.
And that would have to be dispatched through
They would have
Fiscal,
to
right?
be dispatched through Danville, yeah, so there would be some, I mean,
Because they're not gonna know there's a call
Right,
unless they
they're
get a
not
dispatch.
gonna know,
yeah.
but if there's a car wreck and they see it and
Yeah,
they're there,
they could stop.
They could stop and transport the patient. And I when I first got into EMS, I started a non-emergency service just to get used to working in, that's back in 1999, and so I'm familiar with it in Lexington. It was almost like a lot of times there'd be a race to get to the patient.
That's what I was just thinking that's what there would be.
It also happened in Lincoln County where they had 5 ambulance services that operated within Lincoln County. And they have gone away from that, and it's a lot better now. But it's just, for the emergency scenes only, we're the primary provider in Boyle County. We have since July 1st of 1994. So I would recommend that you would write a letter to the Office of Inspector General, in opposition to that.
So, Attorney Herring, can we impose upon you to draft that letter?
It's already done.
It's already done? Okay.
Now, but
Hey.
I would ask
Wow.
the person that's wanting to, applying for this, maybe we can have a sit down with them and just kind of understand what they're really trying to do, and we could kind of enter into some kind of memo of understanding or something that, it might not even need to go to that level. I don't know. That's just a thought of mine. I'm going to just talk to them.
Before we send the letter,
Yeah, I think it would be nice to just.
can you get that arranged?
Yes, I can. I talked to him as soon as I got the letter from the Office of Inspector General, and he indicated that it would be a non-emergency transport. But I just don't know how to protect ourselves from that. And actually, I'm going to also go to the Board of EMS, and I think they've kind of failed us in this situation because they're setting up, with getting rid of that non-emergency transport license only has really put us in a place where this type of thing happens. But listen, there is no, from the state, I feel from our state legislators, there is no, they want to get rid of the CON process to where they can free market your emergency runs. That's just that's just what I get. So if you talk to a state legislator, Kentucky, there's only 2 states in the United States that has it. It's Hawaii and Kentucky that have a CON for it. But now, the hospital, and the Kentucky Hospital Association, I'm sorry, this is complicated, but.
You want to tell them what a CON is, just in
Yeah,
case?
it's just a certificate of need. And so now the hospital association is pushing to get rid of it so that they can have all these ambulance services come in and take care of their transfers, right? Well, but the Hospital Association also advocates for themselves to have a CON because they don't want different hospital systems coming into Boyle
This is what
County.
we argued 3 years ago when Dr. Grant and I got involved with on your behalf.
the letter?
It's
Give
up
it
to you. Yeah,
I'll
I mean,
print you all a copy right now.
Okay, but you're gonna work on getting us a sit-down meeting, okay?
Yeah.
Before we
Isn't-
send it.
yeah.
Isn't Mercer aren't they needing our help a lot? Maybe we could suggest that
Yeah.
they check with them.
Yeah, right, yeah.
They may be looking, who knows?
Right, yeah.
Good idea.
Well, and on that, on Chris's point, I think, and I don't know, we need to follow your lead, but and Chris's as well, but I think sitting down with them, because it's my understanding they would, if they were just taking over some of these transports, that would be helpful, correct, non-emergency
Yeah.
transports. So I think it's worth exploring some type of relationship with them and
Yeah.
creating additional jobs within the community that would pay their fair share of their tax rate, because it'd be a for-profit entity, of course. So.
And at the same time, making sure that it's not gonna cause us a huge loss
Right.
in not transporting these non-emergency runs.
I'm worried more about the quality because of hearing recently about a paid service that the quality was nothing like what we get
Right.
from our service.
Right.
Right.
That would be a really big concern.
Yeah,
That's right. We have the best.
We do.
Crew.
We have
absolutely.
Our
Said it a
providers
hundred
are
times.
definitely- Our providers are definitely the best. for sure.
Okay, so you see if you can work out a meeting date,
Yep.
we can sit down and talk to them, and then if we're not satisfied, we can send the letter.
Okay,
Okay, that sound good to everybody?
Mhm.
Okay.
thank you all.
All right, thank you. Treasurer Greene.
Wanted you all to acknowledge the monthly settlement that's in the packet.
Okay, anything you want to tell us about it, or just, it is what it
That
is?
is, it is, bank statements are in the share folder.
Okay,
If you ever want to look
interest
at
rates
those.
are holding on CDs and investments, okay?
Yes.
All right. Anybody have any questions or comments?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, appreciate it. Okay, at this time, I would like to ask for a motion to go into executive session pursuant to KRS 61-810, paragraph 1, paragraph G, discussions between a public agency and a representative of a business entity and discussions concerning a specific proposal if open discussions would jeopardize the siting, retention, expansion, or upgrading of the business.
Make the motion.
Magistrate Sleeper, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Gay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries.
while we're still in.
Oh, Shannon, sorry.
No, never mind.
Okay, we are live,
Deep.
and we will return, I need a motion to return to a regular session.
So move.
Measure Gay,
Second.
second by Measure Bodner, with no action taken.
No action taken.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. All right, we will pick up with our magistrate reports, and Measure Bodner, you get to start today.
I have some holes in some roads, so I'm working with Roger on the holes in the road, and I've got some culverts that are filling up with some rocks, so doing some things like that. And other than that, we just had a pancake breakfast at the Junction City Fire Department, still having our Junction City Matter meetings every first Monday of the month. And other than that, I went to Florida, and I had to do this by, remote. And I went to his grandparents' day, and he said he had a little heart, and it says, "I love you to pieces." And I read it to him. He said, he's 4. It says you love us to pieces. He said, "I love you hard." Oh, that's so sweet. He didn't like us loving us to
pieces.
Yeah, that's cute. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Funny story.
Measure Harmon.
I have nothing.
Okay. Measure Gay.
I'm good as well.
All right, rolling right along. Measure Sleeper.
I'll yield my time.
You're gonna take both of their spots, right?
On September 13th, attended the Constitution Square Festival. It was a great event. And,
Yeah.
I think the do you recall if they said the attendance was something?
9,000 or something.
I think that's what
9,900.
it was
Just
almost
below
10, yeah, just below
So
10,000.
we're saying 10,000.
Yeah.
Just pretty
Rounded up.
impressive.
It was great.
On 15th, attended Coffee with Commissioner, with Danville City Commissioner Jenny Holland. I like to do those things because then I find, especially when they're, since Jamie's my district are predominantly city, it's good to know what the city people are thinking and stuff, questions they have for commissioners, and plus show support to them. We had our quarterly Animal Control Committee meeting on the 15th, and I'll report on that here in just a moment. On the 15th, EDA met, and we're continuing to work on plans for our acquired properties, which you all are aware of that now. On the 15th, there was a conversation, and the idea was proposed that a joint Parks and Rec committee be formed to deal specifically with capital assets of the Park and Rec, and we would have some representation from the fiscal court on that. So that's something we probably would want to look at, that we have that be a part of that. On the 16th, I conducted a tree of life ceremony from McDowell Regional Medical Center honoring 3 former employees who had passed away, 3 former associates. That was a nice event. On the 17th, attended the Charlie Kirk Vigil at Wisiger Park, and it was an amazing evening. There were over 1,000 people there in attendance on the Wisiger Plaza. Several local clergy and civic leaders and Center College students spoke, and I'm going to add to this that despite the, I would term it the uneducated parroting of legacy media, their distortion filter, and those of some disingenuous politicians, the truth is coming out about the great man, his great message, and his great methods. And so it was a blessing to be a part of that evening. On the 18th, represented the county at the Altogether Recovery Facilities, new facilities ribbon cutting. Speakers included the staff there, including an inspiring address from a former client. Also, the Lieutenant Governor was there, and former state representative. And on the 19th, Judge Bodner and I represented the fiscal court at the ribbon cutting for the new anchor and outdoor classroom at Danville High School. And that's a pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
So, and my Animal Control Committee, we met on the 15th, Magistrate Harmon, myself, and Shelter Director Delbridge. The director reported that currently space is quite tight at the shelter. Animal intakes are up both for cats and dogs. The adoptions were down, but now they're starting to increase again. The month of August saw an intake of 25 dogs with 8 adopted out, and an intake of cats was 22 with 24 adoptions. So that's significantly increased. The Humane Society has significantly increased the cat adoptions. And he'll provide us with a more comprehensive report here in the near future. He would like to see an agreement, I've mentioned this before, with this for spay and neuters with Happy Paws, because there's a delay in getting appointments with the veterinarians, plus the cost is like twice as much with a vet as it is with Happy Paws, so we'd like to see that get worked on. The coordinator position has been posted, and there's a fall rabies clinic that's being planned with the date to be determined. And that's all I have on that.
Fall rabies.
I'll make a motion that the report be accepted.
Okay. I have a motion by Magistrate Sleeper, second by Magistrate Harmon. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Magistrate Ellis.
Thank you, Judge. A reminder, the Perryville Battlefield and Perryville Main Street events are coming up before we meet again. So please, get the word out and come yourself, because there will be hundreds, if not thousands, of folks visiting the community. And I've communicated early this morning with Dr. Steinbach, and he is going to open his Crawford home. It is in just remarkable condition compared to what it had been. Virtually one wall was on leaning enough that it was going to collapse within this next winter, if not before, when he started on it. But apparently he's going to have some barbecue and other things on site. He's simply going to ask for donations. But I clarified with him this morning if there are any conditions that he wants to impose, because he's inviting friends from all over the state to be there. But he gave me no conditions about somebody coming in from Alabama or somebody coming in from Portland and going through the house. So hopefully the same crowd that goes downtown on Main Street will also go to one of the most important battlefield homes in all the state.
Same weekend.
Same week, October 3rd, 4th, yeah.
Okay.
Portland will be that next weekend, so plan on that as well. And they've got a myriad of things, even beyond what it's been in the past. I too want to echo what Magistrate Sleeper was saying about the event that we had last week, a vigil for Charlie Kirk. We have a young man, and you either mention one person or you mention a dozen or more when something like that takes place. I don't know all the dozen or more who put it together, but we have a new young leader in this community, well known by everybody that he touches. Brian Stave was the primary driver on pulling that together, and if you weren't there, you cannot imagine how powerful it was in terms of Judeo-Christian nation of America and what Charlie Kirk's influence has been in his young 31 years. If you did what I did on Friday, or on Sunday, and I didn't do anything I planned on Sunday because I spent 6.5 hours transfixed in front of the TV with about 2 or 3 breaks, so you can imagine why. Because I just did not want to miss a thing, and we taped it as well on just what he pulled together in his short lifetime. And everybody here can find this. Please find on Facebook any one of several that I've seen where the entire speech by his widow, Erica, you just can't imagine her courage and what she's adding to Turning Point that he birthed, beginning when he was 18 years old, going begging for money, and people trusted him, and thank God they did. I have an issue that I was a little excited about when I came in this morning, Judge. I've never seen this done before, but they're putting 12 to 15 inch, and if you understand dense grade gravel, it's 3 parts dust and 1 part fingernail size gravel. And the first frog strangling rain, which happened overnight, on some of that, which was laid yesterday. Beautiful paving job, all of Perryville Road. And now they're going in and putting at the edge of the safety lanes some depth of gravel, 12 inches, 15 inches wide. I have now, with the agreement of the judge, written what I wrote last night to Kelly Baker. I've now put a preface on it and sent it to Jim Gray. It is taking away the aesthetic enhancement that's been done by a magnificent road. It is a huge expenditure of taxpayer dollars. It is unsightly, and that's as kind a word as I can make. But more than anything, in my communique to Kelly, and then this morning, before we began, to Jim Gray, I literally put a challenge. Prove me wrong come spring, when most of that gravel is just down in the weeds, and it was put down on grass. Asphalt along Perryville Road had more grass in it than my front yard. So dense grade gravel will not do anything but wash away, cost a lot of taxpayer dollars, and end up in the little ditch in front of my house and everybody else who has even more severe slopes than my 45 degrees. So I was more than upset when I saw that going on yesterday, and I can't wait for them to get to my house and put the gravel down to show the slope that it's on, which will not hold, and then come spring I'll take more pictures and send them to Frankfurt. But I've already gotten several phone calls on it. What in the world are they doing, Judge? What was the viability you asked me about it? None, that it won't hold.
Yeah.
So we need, as counties, to be pre-informed on issues like this so that we can say no. I've already gotten feedback that one county has said no. Now, why is it happening versus how do we know on the front end to say no? I think we ought to have Rusty in soon, because I'm seeing some holes being dug in the county, and I know he's told us before, but I'd like to know exactly what the activity is, because our economy is not exactly on a great uptick, but I think we're getting more homes in here than I ever anticipated that are now newly under construction.
Okay,
And
we can have him come
an
in.
update from Rusty would be great. Brian and Chad had a magnificent program on really helping our inmates to look forward to a better life by a man who has been through the hell of the worst of living, who gave virtually an hour program to the inmates. And I thank Brian and Chad for finding him and inviting us to be there. So I don't know whether they taped anything or not, but it was just extraordinary. Judge, I believe I've gone through my whole repertoire here.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Magistrate Ellis. All right, Magistrate Collins not here, so we will go to County Attorney.
2 weeks ago, I advised that the Boyle County girls soccer team, high school soccer team, was going to the state championship in Owensboro, and I'm proud to report that they went there and they brought back the trophy. They won
Whoa.
the 2A state championship for the second time in
Awesome.
consecutive years. So maybe we've had football teams here before that And also, I think we've had the basketball from DCA. I think it'd be nice to honor Coach Brian Dean and his staff and the girls at some point here in the fiscal court. Moving on, I'm sure a lot of people have asked the county judge executive's office about, or magistrates about what's going on with Buster Pike. When are we going to see some action? And I just wanted to talk about that briefly. Back in August, we signed an agreement with Cincinnati, New Orleans, and Texas Pacific Railway. It's just talking about how the fiscal court is going to hire out people to build and replace what's there. And there's an issue of what happens if something goes wrong, who's responsible, indemnity. And so we signed this agreement back on August the 26th. I didn't make it up. It was prepared by the railroad's lawyers. I mean, I'm sure they have a bunch, and I'm sure they pay them a lot of money. And so we signed that, and then here we are, a month later in September, and they sent us another agreement. They want to make an amendment to it. And this would be the third amendment, because the August 26th was already amended it once, but it's kind of frustrating because in the indemnity section, basically what they're trying to do is, hey, if they do something wrong or it may have contributed to it, Boyle County's going to be responsible for it. I mean, that's what it says, and I don't like that language in it at all. There's one paragraph which I like. It talks about damages, and it says something to like, except to the extent that any such damages are caused or contributed by the negligence of the railway. I like that. But it's not in every paragraph. And it's all new. It's all new. I mean, they created this document, but they keep on adding stuff. I've never seen where you do a contract and like a month later, oh, we forgot something, we're gonna put something else in there. Oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna put something else in there. So that's frustrating, and I think that would probably cause a delay because I think, talking to Julie, that we're ready to want to bid out to have people, contractors or whatever, in order to start the work. But I just don't like.
What if you put in a clause like inclusive of this entire contract? Those words right there would lock it in for every paragraph.
Yeah, what they have on some is, regardless of whether negligence on the part of the railway caused or contributed to said damage,
Still
the licensee is responsible. So I don't like that. I've made my revisions, and I've provided to Julie and Truly.
They're actually going to have a Zoom meeting starting at 11, so we can maybe hop on here in just a few minutes.
Okay.
And you can make that request now. How about that?
That's great.
Okay.
Because, I know people are ready to get that road reopened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's been a long time, but just wanting to let everyone know that it's not necessarily all our fault, because we've signed the agreements like, we were supposed to, and, reviewed them, but like, it just keeps on changing every month.
Mm-hmm.
Do you all need in 2 minutes?
Well, just as soon as we finish here, we're almost finished. We'll go in there and get on the Zoom.
I'm done now anyway, but I just wanted to let the community know.
Thank you.
About that.
Appreciate it. County Administrator.
A couple things. We are in the middle of two pretty extensive open records requests that's got to be done by the end of the week, and they're both made big. They're both requiring a lot of data pools on the server, and so we'll be trying to get those out by Friday. We had a great day yesterday. We went to Greensburg and looked at the mountain bike park that they're building there. Judge, I hope I'm not stealing your...
No. Magistrate Bodner and you and myself, yeah. It was
and the committee that's kind of watching this. It is I just can't tell you, I'm so fired up about this. It's gonna be,
What helps you envision what ours is gonna look like? It's gonna be very similar. It's not gonna have a lot of the big things that they have down there, but as far as the trails and how they're gonna look and, you know, the aesthetics of it and everything, it's
and
pretty
Andrew
neat.
kept saying that we have such a better site than they have. So ours is gonna just.
Because we have a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do.
Are y'all sore from riding the bikes?
We did not ride any bikes now.
I'm hearing Judge Bodner.
We rode side by side.
I'm gonna take the pictures and put together kind of a little something that we can use to show people
Yeah.
what this is gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be incredible.
Yeah, it
The
is.
walking trails, the sense of nature that you get from this.
Yeah.
So
You should
that, the
come
Buster
see it.
Pike Bridge, I will tell you that I talked to the architect yesterday about Fred Kane and doing the plans that the state is requiring. He's as confused as we are. So Thursday, we're all gonna be here Thursday for the public safety meeting. As that concludes, he and I are gonna try to call the state building inspector and try to figure out what exactly do they need. So make sure that you have on your calendar for Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. We're gonna go over the plans, so that's all I have.
Okay. Magistrate else.
People are challenging on Facebook because of a death of a young man in another county on an ATV. We've got to revisit exactly where we are on that because people are challenging us on the Facebook responses.
Right now, it's illegal.
Well, it's illegal. We haven't taken any action
I
unless
know.
we opt in. There's nothing for us to
We
do.
need the public to understand that. I have mentioned that because I saw that this morning.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Okay, let me close this out here. Past events, 9/11, I attended the Purple Battlefield Commission meeting and get the update on the new building that's going up out there. Also attended the investment and use sale that night. It was, numbers were down just a little bit on attendance, but we still had a great show and the kids had fun and that's what matters. The 16th through the 18th, I visited McCreary and Whitley counties with the Kentucky Judges Association. And we went around to several sites in those two counties and found out about how their economic development is coming along and took a train ride. And, you know, that's a big thing down there at Stearns is the train ride that they have. And so that was a pretty neat experience to do that. Yesterday, Julie's covered that. We visited the Greenberg Mountain Bike Park. Upcoming events. Thursday, just make sure that you're here for the architect meeting because that is a joint meeting with the magistrates. Friday night is the chamber banquet. Some of you all have RSVP'd. If you are not going to be able to come now, let me know and I'll try to get those tickets reassigned to someone else. That'll be at Lock Ridge Park. On September 30th, we will have the joint city-county meeting, and that'll be at Jenny Rogers, the Parks and Rec joint city-county meeting. That will be at the Jenny Rogers facility on September 30th. That's at 9 a.m. The Parable Parade will be at 11 o'clock for the Parable Celebration, and then on that Friday night, October 3rd, the Bourbon Chase will be coming through. So if you know anybody in the Bourbon Chase, you can come support them, and if not, I would avoid the area. Because it is convoluted. But we are thrilled that they come through there, and that helps the vendors too that are set up for the Parable Celebration. Forkland Festival, Friday night at the Forkland Festival. If you would like to attend, let me know. I have some limited tickets available at a table, so if you are interested in attending, just let me know. Don't forget there'll be some of our employees that are in the play, so come and support them. October 7th is the next America's 250th meeting. That's at 2 o'clock, and that's at RECC. And these are just some things that help you all get on your calendar. Also, if you have not let Katina know about KCO Conference, it is open, registration is open, and she needs to know who is attending, what nights you're attending, and if you are bringing a spouse. So just if you haven't done that, let her know. Okay, just a reminder. Other than that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Magistrate Ellis, second by Magistrate Bodner.
see my pen?
Your bicycle?
Yeah.
Yes, bike park, I love that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you. Chris, let's go jump on Zoom.